Hey Void, how you doing? So, took a couple days off because I procrastinate. Anyone who actually watches the show regularly would know this. No one watches the show regularly, but I digress. So, I finished watching quite a few things over the weekend. It is now Thursday, so I'm almost kind of a week overdue, but sometimes when I watch a whole bunch of things, I just need a breather. And it was kind of I finished actually watching two series in the same night. Followed it up with a movie, so leaving me with three reviews to do the next day, so I just kind of took a little bit of a breather. And especially since it was an emotional night, given the series I finished. Well, we'll just jump right into the first one, The Midnight Club. First off, fucking Netflix. I just started the series, I only watch like one maybe 2 days a week for series, so I don't. It takes me a little while to get through them. And Midnight Club is all of 10 episodes. I was maybe 3 episodes in when it was revealed that Netflix was not going to do a season 2. But I'd already started, so I was gonna finish it. As much as knowing that would piss me off, and it pissed me off, especially since I was enjoying the show. Netflix's model of throw a bunch of random things out just to cancel them right away is obnoxious. Okay, so, and I'm pretty sure this is one of the reasons Flanagan decided to leave them. That and the fact that they are refusing to release Midnight Mass on physical media and he wants to own a physical copy. Well, so, Midnight Club, like I just said, Mike Flanagan. I'll watch anything Mike Flanagan. Is one of my favorites, so when this was announced, I knew I was going to be watching this. And I liked it. Yeah, sure, it's a little more YA after school special than a lot of what I watch, but actually I do watch a lot of things like that. I just haven't gotten to the point where I've been reviewing a lot of them. So, no, I was on board for this. So, this one's based on the writings of oh god, why am I blanking? Christopher Pike. I almost said Chris Pine when that wasn't right. Christopher Pike's book series, and the series came out in 2022. So last year, that was it. Didn't even last a year. 10 episodes. Okay, so this is about a bunch of terminally ill kids in a hospice situation, and they are essentially coping with their condition by meeting at midnight to tell scary stories, trying to invoke, if any of them pass on, that they will try to give the others a sign after they do. So it's definitely a bit depressing. It is all your main characters are actively dying, and there's not everyone's guaranteed to even survive the first season. Well, our show focuses mainly on a character named Alanka. She's just was valedictorian and everything was going for her, and then now she's dying. I can't remember the exact type of cancer it was, but she's dying. So then decides to go to this place because she read about someone who went here and was miraculously cured, and so she's determined to see if she can find the same cure, and begins researching the strange history of the place that she's going to, given that a cult once resided here, and once soon as she gets there, she starts seeing ghosts. Well, so there's all that going on, and she joins their midnight club to tell the scary stories, and yeah. So, first off, things I like. I like the stories. Like how every episode does seem to also, it's almost an anthology, as they have like one short story mixed in with the overall arc of what's going on. I like that. I was enjoying that. I also like that a lot of the other characters are showing up in the stories. Like when they start telling a story, they're the main character of their own story, just dressed different or under a different name. but a lot of the other characters are inserted into the series. And what they were intending to do was, even as in the second season, as more characters passed away, they would live on through the stories, which would have been cool. Fucking Netflix. Okay. Anyway, so I like that style. The stories themselves, I will say the main characters' interactions are kind of the hardest show, with the scary stories being more of a little bonus. Some of them are neat, but none of them are like completely like showstoppery. Well, there's one or two that's actually pretty good, but anyway. Also, it's good seeing Heather Langenkamp again. She plays the pretty much the person who's running the clinic, and it was good to see her. Since I just finished rewatching the Nightmare on Elm Street series, it was cool to see Heather again. Otherwise, the way the characters interact with each other is really the heart of this series. You feel for these kids, and they are giving it their all, and just how much they're coming together and coping with this. It's the main character and her Ilonka and her roommate are just the interactions they have from like being at each other's throats to, as things progress, becoming incredibly close. It really goes for it, and for Anya, that was her roommate. I really like their interactions. I did want to see where the story was going to go, and I am pissed that Netflix dropped it. I will give points to Mike Flanagan. He did afterwards release like pretty much a statement on one of his social medias that pretty much summed up what they were intending to do in the next season, and kind of gave like the overall flow and arc for everything they had figured out. They didn't know everything, but the overall story and a lot of the mysteries, because it ends on a cliffhanger, he actually kind of goes into what they were trying to do, and I appreciate that. Not everything gets that amount of closure when it gets canceled, so appreciate that. So that at least gave me something, but I would have loved to have seen it play out. Alright, so Midnight Club, it's not Flanagan's strongest effort. Personally, I did like his two Hauntings of more. Midnight Mass, I will say, is probably a better show, but I liked this one more. This one, it just felt... There's something about the characters that just drew me in more. I do really like Midnight Mass, but the Midnight Club just hit a sweet spot for me, I think. I just wish it had finished. Fucking Netflix. So, I'm going to give this one... I'll give it a 7 MacGuffins. It's... Probably would have gotten higher if it had actually continued, but in its current state, I'll give it a 7. I did enjoy it. I do recommend checking it out with the caveat that, yes, it is unfinished. Fucking Netflix. But it's still worth seeing for the performances alone. Alright. So, that was one of the things that kind of left me emotional because, yeah, it's a series about a bunch of dying kids, and towards the end, as it goes into the final episodes, this series does get emotional. Next show that I'm about to do on the next one, it's not what I was expecting to give me emotions. It gave me emotions. Talk about that next. See you soon, Void.